Why hello and welcome back to another episode of Voice of the Rings, a LOTRO guide. And today I'm going to just show you real quick how to furnish and decorate your house in Lord of the Rings Online, because it's really fun. It's really had a lot of updates in the last few years and it's pretty cool. So again, I have a whole guide video on housing systems and where you can buy the housing systems and stuff, but just a real quick overview for you guys real fast on that as well is there's 4 free housing areas that basically aren't the advanced ones. Anyone can buy them, any in-game money. You can be free to play, you don't have to be VIP. It's the normal ones, they've been here forever. Thorin's Hall, fantastic, I'm in right now. And then we have one down here right behind my map called next to Kellendim. It's right across the river right here. The Elven one, there it is. Very nice housing area, very elven, very beautiful. Then we have the one in Michael Delving down here at the bottom left, right here, in Michael Delving, excuse me. The Shire Homestead, which if you like the Shire, that's where you should go. And then we also have over here in Breeland, down here at the bottom, we have the Breeland Homestead, just south of Breetown. All right, which is also a great, nice little place. All right, so those are all good for you to know where they are. And if you are a VIP and you want to buy one of the ones that uses more of the real life money, right? It's the there's one in Gondor, down here in Belfalas, in Dol Amroth, West Gondor, right here, the Havens of Belfast, and then, oops, excuse me, right here to the Cape of Belfast. That is the beautiful place. I have a house here, right up here. It's such a pretty shot of the ocean. And one of my other kinships owns this island. Yes, an island. So that's a really fun one if you're a big group and you like that stuff. Rohan has 2 as well. We have one here in Kingstead, Homestead right here. Very nice. And then one down here in Eastfold, which is located here in the hills, which is very nice. And I'll have one of those I have a LOTRO tour on. We'll have another LOTRO tour on the other one as well. And there's one up in Rovanian, up here at Erebor, right? You go in here, the Erebor abodes, which is very nice. This is gold, yes, just piles of gold. But yeah, anyway, very cool. Now you know that, let's talk about how to do your cosmetics. And again, if this does help you, don't forget to like and subscribe. This is my new little bird who is tapping on the stone for some reason. Yes, we know. All right, so up here on the top left, you have a little toggle decoration mode. All right, boom, there we go. And there's also this one called house management up on the mini map up there. And it brings up this. You can also go to character and click housing to bring up this, which there in turn you can find the houses you own. Again, I have this particular character is in my old kinship raiders, which is the island, this house, and then I also have my special premium house. Again, a character can have, basically, you can be in one kinship with one kinship house, right? You can have your private house, either if you're a regular player and you have a regular house, you can have either regular or deluxe house in one of the normal 4 neighborhoods. And you can also have one VIP house, whether it be regular or deluxe, separately. You can have 2 of those on the same character. Okay, again, it's basically account wide too, so whatever character you buy it on, it will be called their home, like the home of Zollin, but your other characters also get a map to teleport to that house. Just a little side note, but they can't also have houses individually on the same account. Okay, it has to be a separate account or a separate server. Right. All right, so now that you know that, let's go to maintenance here. This is how you pay for maintenance, but permissions, make sure that you yourself has all the permissions. Obviously, you can add people and control that here. You can watch my housing video on that. Let's talk about decorations. So again, let's be real simple. So the front yard, as you can see, it's glowing. I can move this tree. The squares are where you can put decorations, any of the squares and stuff. But here's the cool thing, okay? So if I right click on it, once you have it, you bring up this little control panel here. And what happens is you can basically, excuse me, I guess I clicked on the tree. My bad. All right, we'll use the tree. So basically we have this one, which moves a vertical way, right? Back and forth in the yard. Again, if I take it out, you just drag and drop, right? And then you can either right click to place when you're clicked on the square, right? So again, as you can see, I can click on the square and I can right click, or you can drag and drop, whichever one. So that's where it will normally sit. But again, I can move it this way, rotate it right, circular. I can rotate it that way, angles, or this way. When you're outside, you can't rotate your stuff straight up and down. I believe that's because they don't want people to have all their stuff super high in the air and it looks stupid and it might cause problems for other people's computers, that kind of stuff with graphically. you could really mess it up too, because you could like, I'm gonna stick a tree on my neighbor's yard and he can't do anything about it. You know what I'm saying? And like slide the tree way over the neighbor's yard. Again, I could slide it down there if I wanted to, right? But I can't actually save it, it's too far off. If it's glitching out, it won't actually let you save it if you go off your property too much. So that's a little thing. And there's a button called Return to Owner, and my little bird is being very loud. My little bird, you need to stop right now. So I'm just going to, oh, that's not what I wanted. Where's my little bird? He wants food or something. I'll feed you later. All right. So now I have seagulls too. That's one of my thing up there. But now if you move it around, you can also return to owner. If you're in like a kinship and you're the leader, if it's bound to the character and you can move it around but you can't take it out, you can say return to owner and it'll send it back to the owner. Just so you know. It either sends it to their mail or it sends it to the escrow box at the front of the neighborhood, which would be up here somewhere. All right, it's around here. So now let's go inside real quick and we'll talk about inside. All right, so this is inside the house. I have not furnished it yet. One little side note for decorating, if you're someone who's really into it and you collect the decorations, is the carryalls, which you can't always buy in the LOTRO store, unfortunately, but some expansions will give you the carryalls. But there are some carryalls, so check out the LOTRO store occasionally. They'll have different things for crafting or things. Basically, it's just more slots on top of your inventory, okay? So what you're gonna do is, if you want to use these, so for example, if I wanna put up this small map of bingo, right? I'm gonna take these out. I'm gonna take out the ones I want to use here. So I want to use these maps, okay? So what I'm gonna do now is turn on the effects to cosmetics. And by the way, you hear the music right now? If you go right here, this is really important for customizing your house. There's always something by the door. If you have a big house, that will have multiple of these. For regular and deluxe, it only for kinship. Oh, never mind. There is a difference for this room. The music is the same in the whole house, but I could actually change this room differently with different paints. So again, you have the three you have up here. The loot means your music. And as you can see, I have Silent Hope theme of the Shire, which is going to get really loud in a moment. So I'm just gonna turn it down just a tiny little bit. So, because it's gonna turn into like a jig in a second. But then you've got, you know, you can do a paint color. You can get all these wall surface. I have a different wall surface right now than normal. And I'm not sure if it'll immediately update it, but let's see what happens when I take it off. Didn't immediately, oh, you know what? It's probably because the wall, it's the automatic wall. I'm so silly. I'm putting the same wall as the automatic one for the Dwarven homestead, but that's okay. I'll get another one later. And then there's the floor surface, right, that you can change. See, there's the floor, different floor. See how my floor, that's the generic Dwarven floor that comes with the game. Then if I right click this, there we go, there's my floor that I put on, okay? And if you notice, if I go in this room, it's actually the generic Dwarven floor still, because I'd have to get another one for this one, okay? So that's how you do the flooring, walling, paints. There's also a paint color you can change the floor, that kind of stuff, right? These are all cosmetic things. But now, let's talk about all the other things. Again, remember, you can completely customize the house by moving stuff. It doesn't have to be where the box is, right? So for example, if I want to put these paintings that now I have on this wall, right, or these maps. Now here's where I can move it up and down. I can move it diagonally out if I wanted to. I don't know why you would, but it's kind of hilarious that this painting actually has visuals on both sides, which is actually kind of hilarious. But as you can see, the frame doesn't look right. But anyway, yeah, so you can move it out, you can move it left and right, you can move it circulate, right? Woo! Right? And again, you can click save, and I could literally have my painting, if I wanted to, floating in the middle of my room. But why would you want that, right? But again, lots of flexibility on moving stuff around in this game, okay? Again, one thing, there's these books, which I will show you, that I actually moved onto shelves, right? So I'll show you that in a moment on at my premium house. So again, and now if you wanted to go back to the generic just on the wall, remember you could just take it off if it's freaking out and just right click and put it back on. All right, then I'm gonna say save. Anyway, I'm gonna put it there, save. I'm just gonna stick them where they go. I might lower them later, but they look pretty good with their generic spot usually. And then, sometimes it'll say, there is a difference between furniture. It'll say decoration wall, right? So I can only put this decoration on a wall. Since I right click on this, it says furniture, or this one right here says Floor, category floor, I wouldn't be able to put anything on there, but I could stick it here, my little lamp, and it's a little too high, so I'm gonna lower it to right there and say save. Right? There we go. Cosmetics. Very nice, aren't they? So now I'm gonna go into character, go into housing. So again, I have my little travel to premium house button already on my thing behind this. You just can't see it because it's behind my picture. But I'm gonna show you another way. You can also go to your thing by here. You left click on this, it'll activate your skill that you can also find in character, see, right? And you can go to your skills, your travel skills. If you close all these, go to travel skills, boom, there they all are, right? Your travel skills and your house skills will be there as well. You can drag those onto your bar, right? I have a whole video on that if you need to know that. But here's my premium home, right? So this is a little incentive for those VIP players who would like to see. Sorry, it's doing, my thing's trying to take pictures. My Steam client. So anyway, very pretty. So that's my kinship house out there. Same neighborhood, that island. So you can see there's a lot of cosmetic things. Here's my house here. So it definitely is very pretty, very nice. I can move this all around. Again, I can't go up and down outside. It just gets a little glitchy. There's cosmetic things that, like this, for example, has a cooldown, but every 22 hours I can come to my house, I can right click this, and what it does is it'll actually give me some universal ingredient packs, which is pretty cool. Again, premium ingredients crate, I believe I got this from one of the expansions. So it's something I can always use for my house. I get a mailbox, but if you're VIP, you can access your mailbox anywhere, but still a cool little fun thing. And then I have my crafting things out here, which we also have at our Ironshields. Excuse me, Voice of the Rings kinship. So if you want to join our Voice of the Rings kinship and you're on Crick Hall of the server, just let me know on one of the live streams and you're welcome to join us. But let's talk a little bit more about cosmetics here real quick. So now that we're in the house here, I'm going to open up controlling. It's loading. Give it a second. Woo! Sometimes it loads and you have a lot of stuff. All right, you're going to see it all pop up here in a second. Whoa, look at me. I'm doing the hover. I'm doing the hovercraft. Woo! Okay, anyway, we're done. All right, so now that everything's loaded good. So here is my house. I have a nice music. But if you notice these books right here, so if I do turn on, if I left click on one of these books, you can actually see it's over here. But what I did was I put the book there on the ground, moved it up, moved it, and set it on top of this furniture. And this furniture is over from this wall. See, so it's like a little area for reading books. So that's what, and these are special books you earn for deeds. And these books are really, really cool because when you click them, they'll say a story, right? So again, these are fun things to find. These are Mordor deeds. So like the lost elven lore of Felagroth. So I'm gonna right click on this and watch what happens.
Listen, and you shall hear the tale of strife and friendship.
It's a voiced over
between
story.
Elves and dwarves, circling back over the long years in the shape of
and
a
I had inside crafting ones here
necklace.
For doing study.
It was a necklace of ancient make, wrought by the dwarves of old. Fine and gleaming was the gold, encrusted with 500
It's got a nice little area.
perfect glittering emeralds.
I have a little cat.
Maybe more. Perfect. Wondrous. Radiant. A gift the emerald necklace was, given freely in times of
So if you do want to
goodwill.
remove the sound,
But friendship, far more fragile than any metal.
it's sound effects. Oh, well, look at that. It just turned it off when I moved the sound effects. Interesting. I was curious how that worked. All right, anyway, very cool, right? And I have another study desk here, which I'll probably bring one of these to our new kinship house. And I got more books on here. And again, if you look, if I click on these, you can see where they all go. See where the line shows you which one they're connected to, if you need to know that. And again, I made a little study here, little books, right? I just kind of set them on top of the thing so they look like they're sitting. Anyway, kind of fun. So there's how you do your cosmetic house, you guys, and use cosmetic things. Again, there are guys in the neighborhood where you can, some of the housing neighborhoods where you can do quests to earn cosmetic items. You gotta earn them from quests. You can buy them on the auction shelf. People can craft them. There's lots of ways to get cosmetics. Expansions, if you buy an expansion, a lot of times they'll come with a cosmetic house item sometimes. So anyway, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day in Middle-earth. I'll see you on the next episode of Voice of the Rings. Thinking of my Patreons and my subscribers. You want to subscribe, it's right there if I earned it. Next episode's up there for guides and a LOTRO Tales over there. Check them all out and have a wonderful day in Middle-earth, my friends. Happy house decorating.